First, first is a nice number R, a nice R vowel, R derivative vowel there. First, I was summarily grounded for having ventured without permission to the other side of the city.
First, I was summarily grounded.
It's a air neutral diphthong in summarily.
Summarily grounded for having ventured without permission to the other side of the city.
Yeah, as long as you catch yourself doing those THs, then I won't give you a black mark for it. And second, I started to pay special attention to the plaques on the buildings that recognized the United States of America for lending a hand in the rebuilding, and I was proud.
And second, I started to pay special attention to the plaques on the buildings that recognized the United States of America for lending a hand in the rebuilding. And I was proud.
Good. Now, let's just talk for a minute about this, because something interesting here strikes me. And I'm continuing to use structural action leading, right, with good tone supporting it, because I want to carry that over now into my improvised talk. It strikes me as brilliant that his speechwriters are able to employ this real experience that he had as a boy and integrate that into a speech. That a speech like this, he had writers, but the process strikes me as interesting, that this must be, how is it integrated, from the speech writers to bringing in something that only he would know about his own personal experience.
Yes. As soon as you said that, like I immediately noticed when you said that. Is that for real? That he actually was in Berlin when he was 12 years old. At the beginning, you mentioned that.
Right.
I did pick it up. I think any speech is going to make it very interesting, very like people will notice that because it's real, it's for real.
Right. And this is very good, what you're doing now. It's a good level of carrying over the energy. Again, in the real world, people aren't really paying as much attention to you as you think. If you think, what you're doing is different from the way you naturally sound, and it gets back to that method of, you have to be brave enough to do this in the real world, like we are now. But what I'm saying is people would not really notice that what you just did was an exercise so much. It sounded pretty close to natural. To my ears, I can tell that it's over, it's a little more than you would have normally, but it doesn't sound bad. And it doesn't sound bad at all. And it's that, like we talked about, that uncomfortable, stage, which can last a while, where you have to be that deliberate. But then, later on, it's not going to be. Maybe later on in the same day, if you spend enough time with that deliberateness of the speech dynamics, maybe a half hour, an hour from now, everything, when you're not thinking about it, it will carry over. Now, of course. Oh, go ahead.
I have been trying. I can do it all the time. It's just, sometimes you can't. But I've been trying at home lots, even at work, but there are situations that I wasn't brave enough, I must say.
Well, you don't have to be brave all the time. You can pick your moments. But even leading with structural action, leading like that, everything is very clear. It's very clear and not not artificial sounding, really.
I think, Gene, what I like when I've tried it, let's say a few calls and listen to myself, I like when I can get my voice lower. That even when I recorded that, it actually, I never realized how high my voice was. I
right.
did, and when I listen to the recording, or if you can actually have it low and put there like a white buzz in there, I like that.
Yeah.
I really like white buzz. If you can get it in the speech, I just like.
Right. And like I said, the Y buzzes that I was just commenting on in your free speaking were good.